It makes you really sad because everything is progressing to is degenerating. It's breaking down into it's decaying. Like Sister Pamela said. You know, when me and you when we were growing up, everything was quality. You know, everything was quality. Everything was seemed like life was so much better, and things were, you know, you can look forward to living. Gas wasn't as high as it is. Cars were built much more reliable, contrary to what you might think. You get a piece of crap sheet metal on four wheels is all you're getting. I don't care if it's a $10,000 Ford or a $300,000 Rolls Bentley or a $300,000 Lamborghini. All of them get no accident. They all look like shit. That was not the case back in the 50s, 60s. So basically, that's why they got all this airbag garbage, all these seatbelt restraints and all of that, because what they doing with these cars is they know that they're made out of crap. So when you get into an accident, you're gonna really be all fucked up. So they gotta incorporate shit to try to compensate for the shitty metal that they put into these cars. You know, let a 1955 Cadillac smash into a 2012 Cadillac and see what happens. That's what I mean. But then, yet, you pay more than you were paying back then. Inflation at work, huh? And on top of that, they force you to pay for these cars. They cram a bunch of technology in them, force it down your throat to up the price of the car when, you know, when all we need is simple shit. You know, it's all the shit they cram in these cars. There's just more things to break down, and you got to pay out of your pocket to fix. You know, like I said, things were much simple back then, and the more as time goes along, the more technology gets more advanced. It seems like the more stressful it is on the people. You know, I'm starting to see that. You know, everything is go, go, go. I mean, the TV shows back then were so much more better. They were more quality, good times, everything. Married with Children. That, you know, the early '80s. I grew up on the '70s. You know, some of the shows from the '60s and '70s I used to watch. Yeah, try that now today. Children's shows were much more educational, much more, you know, they were just more educational, more wholesome, more quality. Sesame Street is even watered down now. Music, I don't even want to get into that. We already know music is gone. I'm not talking about R&B is even gone, but I mean, let's not even get into the music thing, because you know what I mean. Hip hop is just gone. You know, for those that listen to it, it's a few nice people out there I listen to sometimes, and nice beats. But lyrics, man, it's just garbage. You know, it's just talking about the same repetitive shit, killing, murder, jewelry, shit that don't even matter. And then yet these little kids want to emulate that and turn around and start robbing people because they can't get, you know, they want to get that quick dollar. I mean, I'm not gonna really get too much into that. You know what I mean? It's just, everything is just worse, man. Everything is just, you know, digressing. You know, put it like this: things are progressing and digressing at the same time. Technology is progressing, but quality and the way of life is digressing. You know, and when I say when you die for the cause, because when the day comes, you know, we gonna have to. It's us out here against them. They don't raise the sellout. They don't care about the treaty being passed. If they did, they wouldn't be running around here supporting a anti-gun lunatic like Mitt Romney. But it's cool. It's sellout. It's sellout city, baby. Sellout central. Sellout Sellout is the name of the game now. But we are in distress, and like I said, only people that's gonna save us is us. Politicians sold us out. Food companies sold us out. Supposedly gun rights groups sold us out, or never was really for us in the first place. Let me tell you something. When the dollar, when that right price, when that right dollar amount is offered, all else goes out the window, man. They don't know you no more. Funny thing is, we supporting these motherfuckers. We making Wayne LaPierre rich when they turn around supporting somebody that's you know, all that only wants to look out for the rich people and take from, you know, cut from the middle class and all of that. You know, it's just crazy. But like I said, there's no way humanity can be saved unless it give it. I hate to say it like this, but I've been saying this for the longest. Peacefulness, the peaceful way, is not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna take blood, and that's just the way it's been through history. If you know, just read up on your history and you'll see what I mean. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of us don't want that, because I know I don't. You know, I want to live my life to the fullest. But you know something? I'm not afraid to die, man. I used to be when I was smaller. I'm not afraid to die. You know, I believe in God. You know, I know some of you don't, and I know some of you believe in your own form of a God. You believe in, you know, Allah, and regardless, you still believe in the higher being. You know, you got my respect if you do. You know, my thing is, you know, meeting my Creator compared to still living here. It's not all bad as it might seem like, you know. Really not, you know, because it's just struggle, man. Everything is struggle. Like I said, it's, you know, it's like you try, but then you can't never get out of the barrel. You try to climb out of the barrel, but you just can't get out. You know, you just can't, as much as you try. And then when you try, and you know, they tell you that you're wrong. You know, you say, "Oh, I'm not paying taxes," and then everybody look at you like you a deadbeat, like you owe the government something. You don't owe the government shit, man. You want to talk about entitlement? That's entitlement. They're taking your fruits of your hard-earned labor, and they're giving it to Israel. They're giving it to the war machine. And your roads are looking like shit, driving through potholes, fucking up your suspension. You know, and they lie to you and tell you that's where your tax dollars are going. Yeah, right. You know, it's just, you know, there's no hope, man. You know, it's getting, you can feel it. You feel the tensions all around you, man, and it's just boiling. It's boiling, and like I said, man, most people are still asleep, and when they smack them in the face, they're not going to be ready for it. You know, if I got to die with honor, I just want, you know, like, that's why, you know, I'm making my life right, so I can go be with my God when the time comes. I don't want to let him down. You know, so, but if I gotta fight and I gotta kill in the process, I don't want them to think I did it in vain. You know, I wasn't killing to just kill. Like the people that's running this world. You know, I'm killing because it's either kill or be killed. You know, Alex Jones and some of the other people talk about they don't want a civil war, they don't want a peace, they don't want things to break out, just keep killing them with the M4 wars and all of this. I mean, I respect that, but he needs to start telling it like it is. Just stop sugarcoating it, because we all know the end game. We all know what's coming. We all know what those billions of rounds is for. We all know what it is. So we got to stop pretending. We got to stop pretending like things could be dealt with the pen. It's been tried. It's not working. And you say, who do you fight? You fight whoever come to your door. You fight when it comes to your neighborhood. That's when the fight starts. But I know he's trying to prevent that, but if I could sit down with Alex Jones and talk to him, I'd say, look, you can't prevent nothing, bruh. Whatever they want to happen is gonna happen. So if they want to clash with the people, it's going to be inevitable. It can't be stopped. It's like a freight train that lost its brakes. Sooner or later, it's gonna collide with that other freight train, and it's gonna be an explosion. Talks of nuclear war. I'm pretty sure I don't want a nuclear war. None of us want a nuclear war. That's not a good thing for anybody. It's just self-destruct mode right there. But like I said, when the time comes and it's your time to get it on, and duty calls, where you fight for the cause. I mean, it's been done years ago. That's the thing that gets me. A lot of people don't think it could ever be like that again. I mean, do you realize in 1863 we had a civil war in this country? Do you realize some countries have more than one civil war? I think nearly every country had a civil war for some reason, for different reasons, But like I said, I don't invite that. I don't invite that at all. But if they invite it to me, then I'm invited back to them. You understand my drift? That's all. This is how you gotta be. I didn't make the world the way it is, but we just gotta adjust and adapt to it. I don't really have much more to say. If you leave your comments, next transmission tomorrow. Just stay tuned for more good videos. My good people out there, you just watch your sixes and watch your friends, watch your family, cause to answer the Pamela's video, well, sister, I love you dearly. But I know one thing: humanity is definitely not gonna get any better. We all want the hope. So it's always that little stitch of hope in the back of your head that maybe the globalist people will grow a heart. If they don't have a heart, never did, they're devils. So the only way to fight a devil is fight him with his own fire. There's two ways though to destroy this devil. The first way, the major way to destroy this devil is financial revolt, meaning stop working, shut down all of this shit, stop paying taxes. And then the second level, man, I believe if we rise to the occasion, if it got to armed conflict, screw their drones, screw their bombs. If they have to do that to us, that's cowardness. Put it like that. I'm gonna leave it that. I'm gonna close this transmission. See you guys later. Well, good night.